Alright, what's up guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, we got a fun one lined up for you. We're going to be checking out a few random decks in the game, running the card you see on the screen right now. So we're going to be in the OP-14 meta, of course. And I have to say, guys, this new card, Crocodile, it is the most interesting card I have seen in this game in a very long time, if not just the most interesting card I've seen, period. What the card does is incredible, and we're going to talk more about that in today's video. I think this card is going to help older decks, decks that haven't run in a while, that are in the black card pool. I think it's going to make them viable again, or at least potentially. We'll say they'll at least make them better. This card will at least make those older decks better. Competitive viable? We'll have to see. No promises there. But let's do this, guys. Let's hop straight into it. I'm going to break down the video real quick for you. First things first, we're going to check out 3 games on the sim. We're going to check out a game of Red-Black Sabo, Black-Yellow Luffy, and Black Lucci. Okay? So that's the first order of business. And then after that, we're going to check out those decks and kind of break it down and talk about what this card might offer these older leaders. Okay? So let's do this, guys. I will have everything time-stamped in the general description, and I'll have all relevant deck lists and links and stuff like that in the comment section below. If you guys have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please do not hesitate to put those down in the comment section below, or hop on the VV Theory Discord. Link will be in the channel description. This video is brought to you by Nin Garden. Pre-orders are now open for the Journey's End playmat featuring the Pirate King, with a 1 in 20 chance to pull the special Wanted Bounty variant. Plus, the Chaos and Crown collection, including the Berserk and Absolute Ruler playmats, are available at a discounted price. Nin Garden is also introducing their new Soft Cloth hybrid playmats, now available with select designs. And don't forget to use the code TheVVTheory at the checkout to get 8% off on your next order. Alright guys, first game up, we have Red-Black Sabo versus Black-Yellow Gecko Moria. Okay, so let me make sure the volume is off. Let's get the speed on 2x, and here we go. So this is not necessarily a super old leader. This is Red-Black Sabo from OP-13. But guys, I have to say, this new Crocodile might find a home in this deck and be very, very comfortable there. Okay, so check out what we have in our hand right away. So we're going to be going second here. Turn 1 Searcher, turn 1 another Searcher. Turn 2 into a 4-Dawn turn. We're going to get straight into Hack. Going into turn 3 Sabo, into turn 4 Crocodile, into turn 5 Stussy, getting rid of one of our Searchers. Seems good, guys. That curve is outrageously good. Okay, Black-Yellow Gecko Moria seems like a very fun deck as well. They started off with a Searcher on turn 1, and then turn 2, they just did something else there. I don't know what it is. I see a card in their trash, and they just attacked in, and we took it. And now on their turn 3, we're going to take again, and we're going to go down to 3 life. Now our leader is a 5,000 power leader. Okay, so we played out the Hack right on curve. Now we're playing out the Sabo. We're swinging for 6, and then we're swinging for 7. They get a trigger. Absalom seems good, and they get a trigger to do a top search with the event. Now, Black-Yellow Gecko Moria is no joke here, guys. It ended up being a much better leader than I thought it would be because of the support it got. Notice these 2 on KO characters. I believe Dr. Hogback brings a character back from the trash, and Absalom can do a top 3 search. Both of those effects are on KO, and you can activate those effects pretty much anytime you want to, at least once per turn with your leader's effect as a Gecko Moria. Okay, so we do counter out of that effect there, I believe. Or something happened there. I'm not even sure what happened. Maybe they attacked. I missed it, guys. I actually completely missed it. Hang on. We have to go back. I do apologize, guys. We have to go back and see where the Gecko Moria attacked into. They attacked 6 and 8, so that must have been some type of play mistake. We would have just 1k counter to get out of that. Okay, now catching back up to where we were. Now they're attacking with their leader. I think they yeah, I was going to say, I think they need to use their leader effect, getting rid of the hog back and start attacking into my board. Okay, 6 into 6. We're just going to let that go. And then, actually, maybe they just didn't want to attack into my Hack with the other character before attacking with the other character. I'm not exactly sure. Either way, we're following up. We're going to be playing out right on curve. So again, guys, that was turn 2 Hack into turn 3 Sabo into turn 4 Crocodile. That's a lot of tempo. And guys, I'm going to attack as aggressively as possible here. That's not necessarily the best call, but that's what we chose to go with. Okay, so here we are. All right, so now they're going to swing 6 into my hack, this time the correct target. We're going to let the hack go to KO one of their other characters. But guys, they have nothing but on KO characters on the board. Now, other than the Gecko Moria and the Lilith, of course, but I'm not going to target them anyway. I can't even target the Gecko Moria with hack. So they're going to swing for 6 with the Absalom, and they're going to swing 6 with their leader. We're just going to get out of all these little attacks. We do end up taking that one, though. Okay, and now they're going to play out the 8-cost Gecko Moria, getting a Perona to their life. That new 8-cost Gecko Moria is very interesting. That was cool and all right. Cool story, bro. We ended up playing out the Stussy, getting rid of our Searcher, getting rid of their Gecko Moria. And now, guys, we're going to be swinging for 7, 9, 7, 8, 11, I think. Is that the order of business here? We're going to be, 7, 8, 11. Guys, I'm just saying I'm going for lethal here. I threaten 1 Dawn active. Excuse me, I don't. I play out the Garp. I was looking for a 2K counter, and then we're going to pass the turn back. I do like the idea of leaving a Dawn active, saying like, hey, I've got a Rad Beam or some equivalent in my hand, some type of 1-cost counter in my hand. So right here, we're a little bit vulnerable, but we do have about, 6K counter in hand, and we're a 6K leader. So we're going to 1K counter out of that, of course, and now they're probably going to swing in for a little more, a few more 6s, and, go from there. I think they actually should go for lethal this turn, if I'm being honest, because, guys, I have a lot of attack power on the board. Now, they're going to play the safer route and just go for a Gecko play here to gain a life. They're going to swing for 6. We're just going to counter out of that. They're going to swing for 6 more. Again, we're just going to counter out of all of these guys. We're going to counter out of all of this. Okay, and then this is a 6K, and then it's going to be an 8K. I think I should counter out. Oh, excuse me. We're waiting for them to gain a life with their leader effect, and now we're going to counter out probably with a 2K. We'll keep the Garp on the board in case we need to use it with a Stussy. They swing it for 8. We knew we were going to take that. So right here, I take quite some time to consider my options. Because my thoughts were this. I could actually go for their board. I could actually attack into their Gecko Moria. I could attack into their Absalom. Dr. Hogback is not the best decision. If you attack into that, you'll end up giving them a character back from the trash, I believe. So that's not the best call. But either way, it is an option. I could have just gone for the board and then got rid of the Gecko Moria with my Stussy and left my blocker open. But here's the problem. I have 1 life, and I only have 1K counter left in hand. So in this situation here, I'm going to decide, you know what, we're going to have to actually go for lethal. So we're going to end up swinging for 9, 9, 9, and then 10, 11. That's the order of business here. So it's 9K on the Sabo, and then it's going to be 9K on the Garp, and then it's going to be 9K on the leader Sabo, and then it's going to be 10K Stussy, 11K Crocodile. Okay, here we go. Smashing in for 9. They can counter out of 1 more, but they have to counter out of 2 more of these attacks or I win. Coming in for 10. Yep, they get a trigger there for the Perona. I think they play out a black 4-cost Perona. I have to trash a card. Doesn't matter. I trash a stage, and then we're going to swing for 11. There's just no way out of that one, even if they had a 1-cost 4K and a 2K in hand, because 11 into 5, 4 plus 2 is 6. It would only get them to 11, so they would still lose in the process. Either way, good game to my opponent there. That was a very interesting game. We were playing pretty aggressively there, and because of that, let me save some of this till the end, guys. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. I think there's a certain direction we're going to be taking Red-Black Sabo if we want to build it around this Crocodile. Okay? Now, good game to my opponent, like I said. Let's move on to the next one. We got a game of Black-Yellow Luffy. And remember, guys, all of the games today are going to be featuring this new Crocodile. Or at least the deck is going to have, the Crocodile in. It's this this Black-Yellow. This 8-cost Crocodile will be in every deck we play today. Okay, so Pauls, we're attacking fast. Your volume's off. Let me make sure the speed is on 2x. We are good to go. So we are going to be going first here. We passed the turn back. They play out a Sindri. We swing in for 8. We had no turn. We had no turn 2, 1 or 2 play. Okay, here we go. Now they're going into their turn 2 play. We're going to see a lot of Gecko Morias today. We saw 2 Gecko Morias, right? I think that's it for the Gecko Moria matchups. But this is a very popular leader right now on the sim for the unlimited sim for OP-14. They're going to swing for 5 into 5. We're actually going to counter out, guys. Now, pause. Whoops. Hopefully I didn't mess anything up there. Let me see something. Yeah, there we go. Guys, that was a play mistake. I think I used the wrong card to counter with. I think I was supposed to counter out with the Calgara, but I clicked on the Sabo instead. Awful play mistake there. I mean, not terrible. It happens. But, man, that was a play mistake. Was that ever a play mistake? because this next turn here, guys, I could have played out the Sabo on my 5 Dawn turn, taken the top card of my life, and drawn 3 trash 2. Right, that would have just been absolutely incredible. Okay, so here we go. Or maybe it's draw 3 trash 1, excuse me. So we're going to play out the Calgar instead. We're going to swing for 5. They counter out. We don't get to draw a card for the Calgar's effect. And here we go. So we are now on, excuse me, our opponent is now on their 6th Dawn turn. And they have a Hogback and a Sindri on the board. That Sindri is really just a 3-cost, 1,000 power, 1k counter blocker with a trigger. Okay? So they're going to swing for 5. We are going to take this one. We are going to take this one. I think Black Yellow Luffy is going to be pretty interesting if we start messing around with a list with Crocodile in it. We'll have to see what happens. Okay, so there's one of my 3-cost cards. I am running that Garp for a reason, so I can hit any character in the game with my Crocodile. We're going to trash a card. So hang on, guys. Did I do this things? No, I did things correctly there. Excuse me. I was going to say I played out the Sabo, draw 2, trash 2, attacked him with the Calgarum for 6, attack him with my leader for 7. They block out. And now they're down to 2 life, and we are still at 3 life, and we have a blocker. Look what's in our hand, guys. So this was our 7 Dawn turn. Okay, they're going to swing for 5. We're just going to get the free block there. If they want to smash everything into that Sabo, thumbs up, be my guest. We don't really care. We don't really care like that. Okay, they're going to go and trash. They're going to... Okay, pause. So we've got some issues here. I know everyone's probably thinking it. Let's be nice, guys. People are learning these new decks. People are still learning these new decks. The Gecko Moria player should have sacrificed used their leader's effect to KO Jigoro of the Wind, and then that would have buffed their leader by 1,000, and then they could have gone from there. And it actually, I believe it would have buffed their leader by an additional 1,000 because of the way Jigoro of the Wind works. They have an on KO effect, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and then they get 1,000 from the leader's effect. So there was a play mistake there. Again, let's be nice, guys. Let's be nice. Okay, so let's see what they choose to do here. We're back to... So the Gecko Moria players on an 8 Dawn turn. Are they going to play out the 8-cost Gecko Moria? Yeah, they are. That is a good card to curve into now. I don't think it's as good as the 8-cost Crocodile, but who's to say you don't run both? We'll have to see what happens. Okay, they put an Absalom into their life from their trash, and now they're going to pass the turn back to me. So right here we make a big mistake. We swing for 6. Guys, remember how Calgara works. After you draw a card from their your turn effect, which I'm about to do right now, because they're doing we're waiting for them to resolve the trigger, and then we end up drawing a card from the effect. Well, now I can't draw a card from my Crocodile. Now I can't draw a card from my Crocodile, and that is very frustrating. That was simply a play mistake. So we're going to swing for 6, and then we're going to play out the Crocodile here, locking down their Gecko Moria, and specifically not drawing a card. Because of sequencing issues there, that was a play mistake on my part. Hey, they made a play mistake. I made a play mistake. It's all fair, right? It's all, no harm, no foul here. Okay, so here we go. They cannot attack with that Gecko Moria this turn, guys. And I've developed an 8-cost 10k on the board. I've got 2 6ks on the board as is. They're going to go 6 into 6 here. Okay, I'm going to counter out of that. They're going to go 6 more into 6. Okay, again, I think we just counter out with the 2-cost Sabo because we have the 5-cost Ace in our hand. We can just pull those cards out later if we need to. All right, here we go, guys. We're going to play out another. We're just going to chain these Crocodiles together, and that's another card you can't attack with. This is another card they cannot attack with. We did it in the right order that time so we could draw a card with the Calgara. We're swinging in for 6. Okay, they counter out with, I think that was 2 1Ks to counter out of that. All right, no problem. Here we go. I think we're going to go ahead and attack in for, what, maybe 6 more? Oh, they take it, because like I said, I saw they did 1K, 1K. Well, now I think I'm just going to go for 7, guys. I think I'm actually just going to go swing 7, swing 9. And I'm just going to risk it because they only have 2 very relevant attacks on the board. And I've got enough counter power, I think, to survive. And yet, we called that just right, guys. I had a feeling they did not have enough counter power in hand. So they probably drew the 2K counter from the first attack when we attacked in for 6. Then the 7, they had no counter in hand, so it hits the Anupe from their life. And then we swing in for 10, and there was no way out of that one. GG to my opponent. I have a lot to talk about this deck right here, guys. I think there was a lot more things. Notice everything going on here, guys. Notice the Nico Robin in my life. Notice the Nico Robin in my hand. Notice the card on top of my deck. Black Yellow Luffy seems pretty interesting. We'll talk more about that in just a minute. Okay, we got one more game on the sim, and this time it's with Black Lucci. Okay, volume is off. Speed is on 2x, and here we go. So understand how the 8-cost Crocodile works in general, guys. it can hit a 9-cost target. Okay, well, that's why I was running the Garp in my last deck in the black-yellow Luffy one we just looked at. And this leader can just -1 when attacking. So I'm filling up my trash here. And guys, that's a big deal, being able to hit a 10-cost character against certain matchups like Red, Blue, Ace. Okay, so here we go. So we did go second, but guys, look at their Dawn. They are ramping like crazy, it looks like. It's going to be tough to keep up with them. Very nice. We took that hit very aggressively there, and it, never punished. We drew right into a Crocodile. Okay, going to swing for 6 into 5, -4 to the Monet. And we do have a Brook in hand. Guys, we have a Brook in hand. They're going to use the Dellinger here to redirect the attack to that and draw a card, I think it was. Interesting. Very interesting they didn't choose to use the Monet here. We're going to swing for 7, -1 more cost to the Monet, filling up our trash. They take it. They get another Dawn ramp. Seems good for them. And we play out a Brook, and we're going to pass the turn. Guys, they're about to go into a 9 Dawn turn on turn 4. What is going on? What is going on here? No, excuse me, a 10 Dawn turn. They go straight into a 10 Dawn turn on turn 4 going first. Seems good. Seems really, really strong. But that's okay. I like my board a little bit better than theirs right now. They're going to play out the 8-cost Doflamingo. Maybe I spoke too soon. And let's see what they choose to do here. They're probably going to Dawn -1. They play out the Doflamingo blocker. That card does require your leader to be multicolored in order to get the Dawn ramp. But it is still going to be a searchable blocker within Purple Doflamingo that can also be, has a 1K counter, and it can be cheated out with the 8-cost Doffy. Okay, so we save our card, obviously. We save our Kuzan there. And let's see. They have 2 Dellingers on the board. I don't think we care. We're going to swing 5 into 5 here. -4 to the Doffy. We knew they were going to do that. We'll swing 4 into 5. We'll get rid of the Doflamingo. We'll swing 5 into 5. They'll probably redirect this to the Doflamingo, the 8 cost, or into a Dellinger. That makes more sense. And now, guess what? -1 cost to the Doflamingo. Another play mistake. Yay! Play mistakes, guys. Just an absolute play mistake. Now we don't get to draw a card because they don't have a 8-cost character on the board anymore. Whoopsie daisy. We're learning. Slowly but surely, we are learning. Now, here we go. 10 Dawn turn for the Doflamingo. This is their second 10 Dawn turn. I have not even gotten to my first one yet. So let's see what they choose to do here. They are going to play out a Doflamingo. Now remember, their 8-cost Doflamingo from the previous turn cannot attack because of our Crocodile's effect. Okay, here we go. 7 into 5. We're going to 2K, 1K. They're in large amounts of trouble now, guys. I have a Kuzan in my hand. This is about to be wraps. 5 into 5. -4 to the Doflamingo. And now, guess what, guys? We get to play out this Kuzan and just rip their board up. We're going to play out the Kuzan, getting rid of the Doflamingo, swing for 4 with the Brook, getting rid of the Rosinante. And guys, that's how that's going to go, right? That's how that's going to go. We're going to swing in for 5. They're going to redirect the attack to a Dellinger. There goes their whole board. And now we're just going to swing for 10 because they can't get rid of the Crocodile anyway. I mean, I guess they can try to get rid of the Crocodile, but they can't really do anything about it. We swing in for 10, and they're just going to concede. They left a little early, but I cannot say I blame them. There's pretty much nothing they can do this turn with what's in their hand. I mean, there's always something you can do, right? But I think their best play was play out the 10-cost Doflamingo and just locking down my Brook and my Kuzan. But again, what is that going to do? And then he can attack into my... why not just attack into my board first, actually? Go 5 into my Brook. I'm going to let it go because I only have 2 1Ks left in hand. Go 9 into my Kuzan. Again, just going to let it go. And then... Well, I say all that, and then look at my next card, guys. My next card is going to be a Crocodile. So, hey, it is what it is. Good game to my opponent. Very interesting stuff here. Crocodile, very strong. Now, let's hop over to the deck list real quick, guys, for all these. We're going to go in the same order we watched the games. So we'll go red, black, Sabo, black, yellow, Luffy, and then black, Lucci. This card is just so solid, guys. Let me read through the whole list, and we'll talk about this card in particular. I think this will just become a generically good black card in whatever black deck you want to run. Okay, so first up, the leader, Sabo, 5,000 power, 5 life, red-black, Dressrosa Revo Army Sabo leader. With the effect, if you have 4 more life cards, give this leader minus 1,000 power, and Dawn ×1 if you have a character with a cost of 8 or more. All of your characters and leaders gains plus 1,000 power. Well, again, Crocodile just being perfect in like every situation right now. This is an 8-cost character, so it activates, you know, or it satisfies the condition of our leader Sabo's effect there. Okay, so there's the leader. I'm going to go over every one of these cards, guys. Be sure to pause and read them if you don't know what they do. Okay, so running 4 Bello Betty Searcher, 4 Garp Searcher. This card's important. We'll talk about in a minute. 4 Koala Searcher, 4 of the new Koala. Not a fan of this card. I'll try to remember to talk about all this stuff, guys. I have so much to talk about. 4 Hack, 4 of the Blocker Hack, 4 of the 2K Counter Hack, 4 of the 6-cost Sabo, the secret 6-cost Sabo, 4 of the 2K Counter Sabo from PRB02 that has Blocker, 3 Dragon, 3 Crocodile, 4 Stussy, 4 Captains Assemble, and 4 of the stages. Now, let me tell you guys right now, I am very tempted to make this deck almost have nothing to do with Revo Army. I think we might be able to make this leader into just a generically good leader, which it already is a generically good leader, in the same way that this Croc is just a generically good secret rare. I think we can do other things now with this leader. I don't know if we're now stuck to the Revo Army, you know, yoke, or however you want to say that. We can move around now. Now, yes, this dragon is still insanely powerful. But guys, is it even as powerful as this Crocodile on curve now? I don't know. One of the most powerful things about Red Black Sabo, in my personal opinion, was having access to these 20 searchers you see. 4 Bella Betty, 4 Garp, 4 Koala, 4 Captains Assemble, and 4 stages. Well, guys, the stages, you start pitching to the stage, you know, later on in the game to fix your hand even better while filling up your trash to get more, you know, things out of your dragon. But I don't know if I even need to do that anymore with a deck like this. We're curving out so aggressively that I don't know if our opponent can even deal with us. Now, of course, we would still keep something like this 4-cost Garp because it's just, again, I hate to overuse a word here, it's just generically good. It's just simply generically good, right? So maybe this just becomes the searcher of the deck, and then we build this deck in a different direction. I mean, maybe we still keep Hack because it's just a good card, and our leader is Revo Army. But I think we should start building around a curve with Red Black Sabo in OP-14, with this character here being the focal point. One thing that I wanted to really focus on with whatever deck I was building for today's video, because I had these 3 leaders in mind. I had a lot of other leaders in mind too. We might talk about a little bit later. But this card right here, I need this to be able to hit any target. But then I started thinking about it, and it's like, well, maybe I don't actually need it to hit any target because I have Stussy. So that is something we'll have to really consider, is maybe we don't actually need, maybe we don't need any cost reduction in the deck to hit like a 10 cost with this card, because that's what we have Stussy for. We'll have to see. Either way, I have to say right now, guys, this Crocodile, this Stussy together, that is one disgusting curve for the deck. Being able to go 8 Dawn Croc into 10 Dawn Stussy, get rid of your biggest character, attack for 10, go from there. You know, it's like a massacre when it happens, when you pull it off. And then if we can go 6 Dawn Sabo before all that, you know, say less, right? It gets the job done every time. Now, let me talk about this Koala for a second. No, this isn't it. I think this is probably going to be better for Black Yellow Nico Robin, or Black Yellow Koala, excuse me, because this card can, notice what the opponent's turn on KO effect is. Play up to 1 character with a cost of 6 or less with the name Nico Robin or the Revolutionary Army type other than Koala from your hand or trash. So in that deck, in Black Yellow Koala, you have all these different incredible 6-cost targets, like the 6-cost Kuma, 6-cost Nico Robin. You just have all this good stuff, and obviously you can run this card too, the secret Sabo. I think this Koala is going to be better off in Black Yellow Koala. Could be wrong. You guys tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. That's not to say that this card is bad, by the way, but it doesn't have blocker, right? So this card kind of just, you have to hope your opponent attacks into it, or you're just playing out a 4-cost 5K. Now, I will say in Red Black Sabo, it's a 4-cost 6K, you know, with your leader effect active, and this card does turn on your leader effect. So who knows, maybe we can stick in, like, keep like 2 or 3 of them. I'm not sure. But yeah, let me leave this here, guys. I don't want to spend too much time on any individual deck, because I will probably be revisiting all the leaders we looked at today in future videos, dedicating like an entire video to each leader where I can really break down everything in detail. But let me just say this, guys. I'm very tempted to start rebuilding Red Black Sabo as more of just a generically good deck, where if we just build the entire deck around this curve, I think we're going to be good. Going second, turn 1 Garp, turn 2 Hack, turn 3 Sabo, turn 4 Crocodile into turn 5 Stussy. Yep, seems good. Now, one thing I do want to mention real quick is this is not a KO effect on the on-play as the cost. It says you may place one of your characters into the trash. So you can't combo Stussy with Crocodile's effect. I mean, you can if you want to, but then Crocodile just goes to the trash and you can't activate the on KO because this does not KO the character, it trashes them. The reason that Stussy was at a 4 in this deck is because we had literally 12 one-cost searchers, right? So Stussy just had plenty of ammunition. But if we go down these searchers and we just stick with the Garp, we don't have as much ammunition. We'll have to see what happens. Maybe if I type in like 1 cost and look at all the red and black cards, maybe there's something we can run to help out here. We'll have to see what all support comes out in OP-14 as well from the red and black cards to see if we can combo any of that with what we see on the board here. Because, or on the screen here, because I really want to make something happen between this Sabo, this Croc, and this Stussy. I just think it's like a match made in heaven, especially with the hack to start that whole curve with, and the Garp is the searcher. It just makes too much sense. So let me just condense it all down to this idea right here. Maybe this is what the entire deck should be built around, is these 20 cards. This just be your generic curve from top to bottom, and you go from there. We'll have to see what we can do, but like I said, notice this. We don't need any kind of special Revo Army typing here. The leader Sabo has no real condition as far as typing goes. It just says Dawn ×1. If you have a character with a cost of 8 or more, all of your characters and leaders gains plus 1,000 power. Okay, no problem. 8 cost character, 8 cost character, 8 cost character, 8 cost character. Well, 9 cost technically. That's all we need, right? That's literally all we need. So we'll have to see what we can do with that. Okay, so that's the red-black Sabo deck. Now let's go over to the black-yellow Luffy deck. Guys, did y'all see all the different decks I have from OP-14 already? I've been having so much fun with this new set. Okay, so let me start off by reading the leader, then we'll run through this deck. There's a lot to talk about here, guys. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on here. So black-yellow Luffy, 5,000 power, 4 life, black-yellow Supernova Straw Hat Crew leader, Monkey D. Luffy, has the effect, per the rules, your face-up life cards will be sent to the bottom of your deck instead of to your hand. And then Dawn ×2, activate main once per turn. You may discard 1 card from your hand, and if your life is at 0 cards, you may add up to 2 5-cost characters from your hand or trash to your life face-up. So we're running 4 2K counter Suru, 4 blocker Garp. Again, guys, I'm going to mouse over these pretty quickly. If you don't know what these cards do, be sure to pause and read them. Okay, so 4 Suru, the 2K counter that has -2 cost. 4 Garp, this has the ability to put a card from your trash at the bottom of your deck to give a character -1 cost for the turn. Very relevant with our Crocodile's effect. Then we're running 4 Scratchman Apu. This is very similar to Garp, but you don't have to put any cards in your trash to the bottom of your deck. And then 4 Sabo, the 5 cost 6K counter, 5 cost 6K, 1K counter blocker Sabo, not the 6K counter Sabo. Then we're running 2 Nika Robin, running 2 Marshall D. Teach. Very cool card here. Running 3 of Crocodile, 3 Viola, 4 Sabo, the 2 cost, 3 Calgara, 2 Sabo, the 5 cost, the yellow 5 cost. Okay, then 4 2K counter Sabos. A lot of different Sabos in here. 4 of the new 5 cost Port Gastiers. Probably don't need to keep 4 of those. And then we're running 4 of the 6 cost Kuma and 3 Nico Robin. Guys, this deck here I think has a lot of potential. So understand what this Nico Robin does. 7 cost, 8,000 power. That's a very large character, right? On play, you may trash 1 card from the top of your cards. Or excuse me, from the top of your life cards. If your leader has the Straw Hat Crew type, add up to 2 cards from the top of your deck to the top of your life cards. So understand what we can do with something like this. Even on a 9 Dawn turn, if we have 0 cards left for our leader, right? If our leader has, no life cards, and we attach 2 to Luffy, we can put 2 cards into our life, 2 5-cost characters into our life. Then with the remaining 8 Dawn, we can use 7 of it for Nico Robin to trash the card from the top of our life, and then get 2 more life. So we can go from 0 life to 3 life in 1 turn, right? On a 9 Dawn turn or a 10 Dawn turn. And from there, of course, like I said, we have this Nico Robin still on the board. It's a 7 cost 8K that has on your opponent's turn on KO, deal 1 damage to your opponent. So if your opponent gets down to 0 life, they can't even KO this card. They'll lose the game. Okay, so really good stuff there. And we have the Kuma here to gain life as well. And we're running this 6-cost Nico Robin. This is one of my favorite cards, guys. I love hand destruction. It's one of my favorite themes within any kind of TCG. So, of course, I would love to make this card work anytime I can. And, oh, what's this? This is, you know, this only works in Koala or Luffy as a blocker. So, here we go. Here's a Luffy leader. We play this out on curve. We can trash a card from our hand. You know, one of our 5-cost cards we can just bring back later if we need to with our leader's effect. And then we're making our opponent trash 2 cards. Now, this deck is also running Marshall D. Teach, which I think is a very interesting card in this deck. Because if we have to trash a card, let me say it like this, guys. If we have to trash a card early on with something like this Nico Robin or this Kuma, no problem. Or even draw 2, trash 2 with this Sabo, it's not a problem. We can even trash this Crocodile, and then when we play out this Marshall D. Teach, if they KO it, we can bring the Crocodile back from the trash. And then once we start getting the Crocodiles rolling, then it's going to be big trouble for our opponent. And worst case scenario, this is a 7-cost 8K with just an incredible on-KO effect. Right, so this card is actually just very, very strong in the deck. And we have a lot of, notice it can add up to 1 black card from your trash to your hand. So any of these black cards, we can get a 2K counter, we can get one of these 12 blockers we have here. We actually have 14 blockers altogether. Excuse me, we have 17. I can't even count right now. We have so many blockers in this deck, it's actually insane. We have 4, 8, 12, 14, 16, 19. We have 19 blockers in this deck. So we have tons of stuff we can get back, though, with this Marshall D. Teach. It has to be a black card, but still. The main idea is we get back this Crocodile and go from there. But who knows, man? I mean, with this deck, maybe we need to go up to 4 Crocodiles and go from there. I just know this. When I start looping these Crocodiles, my opponent is in trouble. They're on a clock. That's why I'm running Scratchman Apu in here and Monkey D. Garp and Suru. If I can get one of these cards down in the early game, I'm not ever blocking with them. I might swing with them later, to be fair. You know, attack in with them later to try to win. But with these cards on the board, okay, place 1 card from your trash at the bottom of your deck and give up to one of your opponent's characters -1 cost for the turn. And then Scratchman Apu, activate main once per turn, give up to one of your opponent's characters -1 cost for the turn. Okay, why does that matter? Because Crocodile can only hit a 9 cost or lower character. Okay, on play, up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 9 or less cannot attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. Then if your opponent has a character with a cost of 0 or a character with a cost of 8 or more, draw 1 card. Okay, and then on KO, trash a card from your hand and play this card from your trash, which will activate the on-play effect again if they try to get rid of this card at some point in the game with KO. So, guys, yeah, that's kind of what this deck is trying to do. I really love the Nico Robin interactions with this Luffy. Like this Nico Robin, we can just play out on curve, getting 5-cost cards in our trash that we don't have time to play out on curve, you know, and then we can get them back later with our leader's effect. And then with this Nico Robin, we can also play this one out on curve if we need to, just to trash a card from the top of our life and gain 2 life. Because think about it like this, guys. They might not choose to attack into our leader. Okay, that's fine, right? We're fine with that. But we can still gain life in the process with cards like Kuma or Nico Robin. Let me say it like this. This is not like your traditional black-yellow Luffy deck. This is like a mid-range bruiser deck that has insane life gain potential, right? Now, I think we still need to mess around with the ratios in this deck and get more 5-cost characters in here. Currently, I'm only running 4, 8, 12, 16, 17. I'm only running 17 5-cost characters in the deck currently, but that can change. We can fix that, right? We can change that around later. But hopefully you guys at least get the idea of what's going on here. I'm even tempted, I'm going to be honest, guys, I'm tempted to run something like the 1-cost 2K counter. Let me go 1-cost yellow for Flampe. I'm tempted to just run more of these Sabos. We'll burn up more of our life cards to just draw insane amount of cards in the process. This card here, for those who do not know, from OP-12 Sabo, 5 cost, 6K, 1K counter. If you have 3 or less life cards, this character gains blocker and +3 cost. Okay, that's an 8-cost blocker, right? And then on play, you may add the top card of your life cards to your hand and draw 2 cards and trash 1 card from your hand. Now, yes, it doesn't seem like at first this is very good in Luffy, because here's the problem. If you try to take a life card from the top of your deck, or excuse me, if you try to take the top life card and it's face up, sorry, per the rules in the game, it goes to the bottom of the deck. Well, notice this is in bold and before the colon to do that effect. You won't get to do a draw 2 trash one. You'll just lose a life in the process. That's not great. However, it is kind of decent still because we can just get rid of our top life card if we need to gain 2 in the process with our leader if we only had 1 left. Or we can just play this card out on curve to rip a life card, get a blocker on the board, and now we're drawing 3 cards and trashing 1, right? Because we took a card from our life, you know, and then did a draw 2, trash 1. So this card is just really solid, I have to say. And we don't have to activate that on play effect. It says you may add the top card of your life cards to your hand. Okay, I just won't. And now I have a 5 cost 6k, excuse me, I have an 8 cost 6k blocker on the board. And it's a Sabo target for this 2 cost Sabo. We can pull those back with this ace. Everything's just fine there. But yeah, so this Sabo, very, very solid. And then worst case scenario, we could do something like this, guys. We can go, think about this, guys. We could go, okay, in 1 turn, we can attach 2 Dawn to our leader to go, you know, gain 2 life if we have 0 life. Now, from there, that's only 2 Dawn. We still have 8 Dawn left. Well, for 7 Dawn, we can play out the Viola to turn those cards face down, and then we can play out the Sabo to, you know, do a basically a draw 3 trash 1. We still have 2 blockers on the board, a life, and we just drew 3 cards. Right now, yeah, we did get rid of 2 cards. Actually, we got rid of 3 cards to do that, but we gained a life and established 2 blockers in the process and fixed our hand. Another really cool option we have is attach 2 Dawn to our leader, play out the Viola to turn all of our life cards face down, and then play out the Kuma. That was all for 6 Dawn. 2 on leader, 2 for Viola, and 6 for Kuma, and we just gained 3 life in 1 turn, and we're going to be drawing all of it because we turned it face down with the Viola. Now, again, that does take 1, 2, 3, 4 cards from hand, right? Because we have to trash a card for the Kuma effect, but we're going to be drawing 3 of those cards back. And we get to use this blocker. And we establish the 7k body. If they want to get rid of this, we gain another life. It's just, there's a lot of value to be had in this deck here, guys. I think we need to do a little bit more testing. I think there could be something very special in here. Okay, I took forever on that one. Let's move on to the last list. Black Yellow Luffy. This has me very excited here, guys, because I didn't like the way that it was before. Okay, OP-14, Lucci. Let me start off with the leader, and we'll run through this list. 5,000 power, mono black, CP0, Rob Lucci leader. When attacking, you may trash the top 2 cards of your deck and give up to one of your opponent's characters -1 cost for the turn. So with a deck like this, guys, we don't really even need this Suru. However, it's still nice to run it for cards like Teach and Brook. So, and same thing with this Tashigi here. We can run it to help with the removal. Okay, now let me run through the list. We're running 4 Surus, 2 Manshuri, 4 Brook, 4 Morgans, 4 Tashigi, 4 Kuzan, 4 Rebecca. Rebecca's actually very nice with this Teach, right, guys? So 4 Rebecca, 2 Mr. 3 Galdino, we'll talk about in a minute, 4 Mr. 4 Babe, 4 Sabo, 2 Marshall D Teach, 4 Gecko Moria, excuse me, Gecko Moria, no, not quite, 4 Crocodiles in this deck, 2 Kuzan, 4 Map of the Heart, and 2 Black Spiral. Black Spiral is just a solid defensive counter. Not too much to talk about here. It just helps out in certain matchups. Okay. So let's talk about Mr. 3 Galdino first before I forget. 4 cost, 6,000 power. Opponent's turn once per turn. If this character would be KO'd, okay, that means by an effect or in battle. Either one. It is just once per turn effect. But if this character would be KO'd, you may place 3 cards from your trash at the bottom of your deck in any order. Well, now you have a 4 cost 6k on the board. That's helping you get the cards in your trash that you want with your leader's effect, while not going too low in your hand. In your deck, you'll be able to keep from milling out from an effect like Mr. 3 Galdino. We have a lot of recursion in this deck, guys. We've got the Manshuri, we've got the Rebecca, and we've got the Marshall D Teach, and of course, Crocodile has built-in recursion. And we're also running in this deck the Mr. 4 Babe. 4 cost, 5k, 1k counter, blocker. This is from OP-14, just like this Mr. 3 Galdino is. 4 cost, 5k, 1k counter, blocker. On KO, add up to 1 character card with a cost of 8 or less with a type including Baroque Works from your trash to your hand. This card is specifically for Crocodile. We don't care if we mill at all. We do not care if we mill Crocodile with our leader effect. It does not. We're okay with it in the trash, as long as we have a way to get it back with Mr. 4 Babe. Now, we have a few ways to get Mr. 4 Babe back as well, with Manshuri and Rebecca. Okay, we can get this card back from the trash as well. So there are so many different recursion tricks you can pull off here. It's very, very solid for what we're trying to do. Now, we're running 4 Brook. This is just to help us clean up the little stuff in the early game and give our opponent something to attack into. It's just to hold us off to the late game. There is no other purpose for this card in the deck. Same thing with Morgans. Draw 2, trash 2. Notice how much cycle we're running in this deck. Morgans on our 3 Dawn turn, we have Morgans. This is a draw 2, trash 2 on play, and then it's a blocker as well. Okay, Kuzan, draw a card. So you're basically, you know, playing out a card and replacing it right away. Rebecca can do other things, of course, but then we have, whereas Sabo, 5 cost, 6k, 1k counter blocker, draw 2, trash 2. We're just trying to get through our deck as fast as we can, and we just want to loop Crocodile into Crocodile into Crocodile, and then if we can fit in Kuzan in the mix, absolutely we'll do that too. And then from there, guys, it is wraps. It's game over. Because once we start recurring back these Rebeccas with things like Manchery, I mean, think about what we can do in one turn if we need to. If we go like, you know, Crocodile, Kuzan, let's just say that's where we go, or even just Crocodile, Kuzan, like I think we saw in one of the games, you know, in the game we saw on Lucci today. Okay, well now if I top deck a Manchery, I just grab a Rebecca from my trash, that pulls back the Brook. And that was only a 6 Dawn investment, because it's 2 Dawn for the Manchery, 1 to play it and 1 to activate it. We grab back the Brook, that's going to be 4 Dawn. That pulls back excuse me, did I say the Brook? We grab the Rebecca with the Manchery, that pulls back the Brook, and then we play out the Brook for free. And that was all for 6 Dawn. We still have 4 Dawn left for the turn to work with. We can, you know, maybe play out a blocker, or set up a Kuzan for the next turn, or set up a Mr. 4 Babe to block with, and then we have the on-KO to get my, my Crocodiles out of my trash, or we could leave 2 Dawn active and use this Black Spiral. So again, notice what we're trying to do. I forgot to mention this with Black Yellow Luffy. I talked so much on Black Yellow Luffy, I forgot to mention the curve. It had a decent curve for going first because of all the 5-cost stuff, but this deck here going second has an incredible curve. Watch this, guys. So turn 1, Map of the Heart, search up whatever we need. Turn 2, Kuzan, obviously. Turn 3 is really just Mr. 4 Babe or Sabo and go from there. We don't have a great 6-drop in the deck. Maybe we need to work on that. Let me see. Maybe we need to consider one of these cards for the 6-cost spot. I'll even move my camera up here for a second. Maybe we need to consider one of these cards for the 6-cost spot. But after that, on our 8 Dawn turn, of course we have this Crocodile into 10 Dawn Kuzan. And I guess that's what I love so much about this Crocodile. I'm a big fan of the more tempo, mid-rangey bruiser-style decks, where I can play something out on curve and get some major benefits from that. Because, guys, I just think this card is insanely powerful. And with our leader effect, we're hitting any character in the game. Other than Jack, I guess, right? Other than like an 11-cost Jack. 8 cost 10k right here. On play, up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 9 or less cannot attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. Wait, but what if they're running 10-cost Newgate? Just read what this card does, guys. Just read what this card does. It is awesome, guys. I am very excited for this card, guys, because black was like the original color I loved in this game. That's what got me into the game in set 2. I was like, I saw the black. Where is he at? Let me find Sakazuki here. There he is, the legend, the man, the myth, the legend. Yeah, not OP-05 Sakazuki, ST-06 Sakazuki. This one was awesome too. But this is the card that got me into the game when I saw it on the shelf, because when I first saw the One Piece stuff on the shelf, sorry guys, a little bit of Vivi lore real quick. When I first saw it, I was like, this doesn't look good, man. This is not it, man. I probably saw some art that looks really strange or something. I don't even know what. But I'll tell you what, then I saw this leader, and I said, you know what? That's what I want. Now that's something I could get behind. Even though the leader wasn't great, it was still very cool, and it got me into the game. So, yeah, and then I did end up playing Blue-Black Sakazuki later on, because this deck was awesome. But, guys, either way, I really like the black cards. They kind of inspired me to get into the game, at least from like a graphical standpoint. Like, I love the way this card looked. It really caught my attention, drew me in. Then I kind of moved over to yellow. But black and yellow are still my absolute favorite colors in this game. So, man, seeing this Crocodile and just all the different things you can do with it, let's just say this, guys, I cannot wait to build more around this card. I'm hoping when this card comes out, how do I say this? I don't want to say I hope all the decks running this card are bad, so this card will be cheap, but I have a feeling that this card is going to be so generically good in every single black deck that everyone's going to run it. I mean, guys, tell me in the comment section below, would this card even be good in Emu? I have no idea, by the way. I mean, it probably wouldn't be, because once you run the 10-cost Elders one time, you have to get rid of this card, and it doesn't KO them. I don't think it does. Let me see something. I think it just, hang on, if your leader's Emu, you may rest one of your Dawn cards and trash one card from your hand. Yeah, trash all the characters, or all of your characters. So yeah, you can't bring it back with the effect, but still, very, very solid here, guys. There's some really cool stuff going on here. Yeah, this card is just good. Worst case scenario, you get rid of the card. oh well, right? Because it did its purpose. It slowed down your opponent for a turn, and then you smashed in with everything. And then I guess, you know, one thing you can still do with Emu, once the card is on the board, you may trash one Celestial Dragon type character. No, excuse me. You can only trash a Celestial Dragon type character from the field, but you can trash any card from your hand to draw a card, so never mind. Either way, I think the card's still really good. It's something I'm going to try to make work in any black deck that I run moving forward, because just everything from top to bottom, the card is good. 8 cost 10k stat line, insane. The card looks incredible, like just from, you know, aesthetically, that black and gold's like my favorite little color combination, black, gold, and white. So it just looks incredible. The effect is powerful. It has recursion built in. Oh, just everything I want in a card. So excited for this. Right, guys, that's about all I have to say here. Hopefully y'all enjoyed these. If y'all have any ideas, please say so in the comment section below. I have to say, I am very excited for OP-14. I cannot wait to mess with that. Let me get Black Yellow Luffy on the board here to end. Or maybe I should put Red Black. Oops, that's Black Yellow Koala. Y'all weren't supposed to see this yet. But yeah, let me get Black Yellow Luffy on the board real quick. Some cool stuff here, guys. Some really cool stuff here. I can't wait to get my hands on OP-14, and I can't wait to be caught up with the East, guys. We're so close. I cannot wait to be caught up with the East. All right, I'm done. I'm done yapping. I'm done rambling. Let me get the outro on here. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Guys, if you are liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, viewing my stuff, or using my TCG Player affiliate link, thank you so much. You're helping me out big time. And guys, if you're donating through Patreon or PayPal, if you're a Playmat supporter, a YouTube member, or part of the Discord community, you guys are incredible. Thank you all so much. This community has been incredible. It's been amazing. All right, I'm done. Hope y'all enjoyed. Till next time, peace.